Chosen, stop for a moment. Stop scrolling. Stop distracting yourself. You are not here by chance. Everything in your life has led you to this very moment. Every challenge, every doubt, every unexpected situation has been carefully orchestrated by God so that you would be standing before this message right now. And if you have come this far, know that it was not by mistake. There are signs that identify God's chosen ones, and many carry these signs in their own hands. Perhaps you have already noticed the mark of the letter M engraved on the palm of your hand, or the presence of a crescent moon outlined in its lines. These are small details that often go unnoticed by many, but for those who have eyes to see, they are symbols of something much greater. You can feel it within you. Something has always told you that your life would not be ordinary, that you were not born to follow the path that everyone else follows. And now your intuition has been confirmed. For the struggle, the uncertainty, the weight of worry, all of that is about to give way to a new reality. A reality of abundance, clarity, and purpose. Do not ignore this sign, because what you are about to discover may be the beginning of the greatest transformation of your life. Today, I'm not going to talk about excessive effort, endless sacrifices, or the need to fit into what the world imposes. What I'm about to reveal goes far beyond that. You are not here just to have a job, receive a salary, or obtain a title. You were chosen for something much greater. Most people spend their lives chasing something, a position, a status, a stability that never seems to be enough, and they struggle to fit into a system that was not made for them. But you, chosen, have been called to a different path. Your destiny has already been drawn by God. He did not create you to follow the crowd, but to be a point of reference, someone who illuminates the way for others. Do you feel it? That inner sensation that your life has a greater meaning, that restless feeling that makes you question whether you were truly born to follow the rules of this world. The answer is clear. No, you were born for a purpose that only you can fulfill. And what you are about to discover will change the way you see your life forever. And to continue receiving these revelations that will guide you on this journey, be sure to subscribe to the channel now, so that you will not miss any content that may be exactly what you need to hear at the right moment. Most people spend their lives searching for something, a job, a better salary, a position that provides security. But that security always seems to slip through their fingers. They run tirelessly trying to find a place in the world, like pieces of a puzzle that never quite fit together. But you, chosen, were not born for this endless race. If you bear the mark of the letter M or the crescent moon on your hand, know that God has set you apart for something greater. You are not here to search, but to find. When God says, "Do not seek work," He is not telling you to remain idle or inactive. He is telling you to stop chasing after what is not yours. Many people confuse work with identity, believing that their value lies in the position they hold for survival. But God tells you, you are not your job. You are your purpose. And that purpose is unique, just like the signs He has left for you. God's plan for your life was written before you were born. It connects with your talents, your passions, and your soul. Discovering that purpose means abandoning the mindset of searching and embracing the mindset of discovery. Those who search are always running, dominated by the fear of not having enough. But those who discover know how to stop, listen, and allow themselves to be guided. Looking for a job is like trying to fit into a system that often does not respect who you truly are, whereas discovering your purpose means aligning yourself with what God has already prepared for you. The answers are not out there. They are within you. You are not left without direction. God has already given you signs. They have always been around you, even if perhaps you have not yet learned to recognize them. What makes you feel alive? What fills you with enthusiasm? These are not merely preferences or hobbies. They are indications of your calling. Many people go through life ignoring these signs, trapped in a system that teaches them to seek stability rather than purpose. But the chosen ones feel that inner restlessness. What do you do with ease? What comes naturally to you? Your gifts are not accidental. They are divine tools for your mission. Moreover, God will never ask you to force a path that is not yours. When you are aligned with your purpose, the right doors open naturally. This does not mean that everything will be easy, but it does mean that you will feel peace and conviction as you walk in the right direction. Discovering your purpose is not about having all the answers immediately. It is about trusting the process and allowing God to guide you step by step. Every intuition, every encounter, every opportunity is part of a greater plan that is revealed to you. The world teaches us to seek stability, a secure job, a fixed salary, a predictable plan. But few realize that this stability is often a trap. People spend their lives clinging to a system that promises security but, in reality, limits their dreams and their true essence. But God did not create you to live in fear of tomorrow. You were not born merely to survive, but to flourish. The chosen ones do not follow the crowd. They do not fit into the rules created by men, for they carry within themselves a higher calling. The world teaches you that you must fight to succeed, that you must sacrifice your peace to achieve your goals. But God teaches you something different. I am your shepherd, and you shall not lack anything. This means that when you walk in the purpose that God has established for you, you do not need to chase after what is not yours. Abundance does not come from human effort, but from obedience to the divine plan. And when you align yourself with that plan, the doors open, opportunities arise, and everything you need arrives at the right time. Do not be fooled by the illusion that a job or a salary defines your life. Your value does not reside in your work, but in the purpose for which God has called you. The world measures wealth by numbers. How much money is in the bank, the size of the house, the number of possessions accumulated. But God's abundance goes far beyond that. Money is limited. It comes and goes depending on time, effort, and circumstances. But God's abundance is inexhaustible. It is not confined to material goods, but manifests itself in peace, opportunities, wisdom, relationships, and fulfillment. Imagine a well of water. Money is like a bucket that you fill and empty, always fearing that it will run out. But God's abundance is like a spring that never runs dry. No matter how much you drink, it continues to flow. When you walk in harmony with God's plan, provision is not based on your effort, but on your trust. You do not need to chase after abundance. When you are in the right purpose, abundance comes to you. And it is not about having more money, but about living without the constant fear of not having enough. God does not want you to live imprisoned by the fear of scarcity. He wants you to trust that everything you need will be provided at the right time. The question is not how much you have, but how you live. God speaks to you all the time, but the question is, are you listening? Often, God's voice does not manifest itself in a grand or obvious way. It is expressed in subtle details, in intuitions, in signs that go unnoticed by those who are distracted. The hustle and bustle of daily life, the pressure of routine, the fear of the future, and the incessant search for security create a noise that prevents the divine message from being heard. But those who stop to listen are able to perceive what others do not see. God already has all the answers. The problem is not that God does not speak, but that most people do not know how to silence the world in order to listen. If you wish to connect with your true purpose, you need to learn how to create that space. Disconnect from the external noise and turn your attention inward. God speaks through your gifts, your deepest desires, and the things that make your heart vibrate. What brings you peace and fills you with purpose is no coincidence. It is a calling. And when you learn to listen, your journey becomes clearer, and answers that once seemed distant begin to emerge naturally. So start now. Set aside some time to reflect, to pray, to truly connect with that voice that has been trying to guide you for so long. Discovering your purpose is not an abstract concept. The signs are already there. You just need to learn to observe them. One of the most effective ways to identify your calling is to ask yourself the right questions. Reflect sincerely on each one. What makes you feel alive? What awakens passion within you? What makes you lose track of time while doing it? These are not mere preferences. They are indications of what God has placed in you. What do you do with ease? What seems difficult for others but comes naturally to you? This is not by accident. It is a divine gift placed in your hands for a greater purpose. When you feel more connected to God, in those moments when you experience peace, purpose, and fulfillment, it is not by chance. These are clear signs that you are on the right path. What do people often say you do well? Many times others see qualities in us that we ourselves do not perceive. And if someone were to tell you that you have a special talent, that could be an important clue. If money were not an issue, what would you dedicate your life to? Your purpose is not linked to money or status, but to what makes you feel complete. If financial worries vanished, what would your mission be? These questions are not just exercises. They are gateways to a profound discovery of who you truly are and what God desires for your life. From an early age, we are taught to fit in. Society imposes rules, expectations, and predefined paths. Study, get a stable job, follow the script that has been created for the majority. But what if that is not your path? What if you have been called to something different? The chosen ones never completely fit in. There is always the feeling that something does not make sense, that there is something greater waiting to be discovered. The truth is that God did not create you to conform, but to transform. Trying to fit into what the world imposes means giving up your true essence. It means stifling the calling that God has placed within you. When you stop trying to fit in and start accepting who you truly are, something powerful happens. You free yourself from others' expectations, stop living in fear of judgment, and begin to walk with purpose. Your mission is not to be accepted by the world, but to follow the path that God has prepared for you. And in doing so, answers begin to emerge, the right doors open, and clarity replaces doubt. Do not insist on fitting in where you do not belong. Many people live trapped in a meaningless routine, following a path that was not made for them. But when you discover and accept the purpose that God has for your life, everything changes. Living in alignment with God means feeling peace on your journey, even without knowing all the details of the future. Having clarity in your decisions because they are guided not by fear, but by faith. No longer living in scarcity, but with the certainty that everything you need will be provided at the right time. This does not mean that life will always be easy, but it does mean that, even in the face of challenges, you will know that you are on the right path. When you walk in the purpose that God has determined for you, the weight of uncertainty disappears, and you feel that, finally, you are where you are meant to be. Have you begun to align your life with your true calling? May this message inspire you to seek your purpose and to recognize the divine signs that have always been around you. Trust in God's plan and allow yourself to flourish in the fullness of your unique mission.